Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today I have some new products. These are exclusive products from Nars at Nordstrom. So they have a new palette, and this packaging is just so pretty. It's such a textural delight. And that's why I have tape on my camera. Let me show you what it looks like inside. I have stated before that I felt like there's not much new out right now that I'm interested in, and this would not normally be something that I do because I'm just not so sure. But there's not much going on, so I went ahead and I got this. For me, I'm not sure there's a lot to do here. I have tried. There are only two mattes, so this one and this one. Now let's do some swatching. We'll do swatching by category. So those are the two mattes, which are handy. Yay. Then they have what I would call satin, they call metallics. And it would be this, 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 and this. These three shades look like they're the same formula. They call them sparkle. And these are my favorite Nars formulas. So let's just go ahead and pick these up. So there they are. It's not that they're not pretty, it's just, it's spring. And they seem kind of fall. And yeah, and now let's do the shimmer shades. This one and this one. Here they are. And these are very, very, very pretty. Now, this is called the Afterglow Palette, and I love this palette. It just has a little more range in it for me. So this shade is not the same, but similar, but they have a darker brown, so you can use it as a liner. And they have the sparkle shades in here that are so pretty. So I just wanted to kind of compare these shades that look like sparkle shades. So here's the gold one, and this just feels different. So that is the vertical one, and it feels like this has more copper in it in comparison. And that might be the only one that technically is a sparkle shade, but I want to swatch a couple of other things. These two. And again, I'll just do these vertically. Yeah. No, these are definitely cooler, but I think I like them. I think I like them better. I bring this up because when I have it, too, I wanted to compare to see how similar they were. And three, this is on sale for like $24 on the Nars site. And it's usually, I think, a $64 palette, where this is a $49 palette. And I just love this palette so, so much. So I would say, glitter-wise, or shimmer-wise, they're not the same. Now, there's, I think, a couple of ways you can go with this palette for your application. You can just forget about these two colors here and go in the beigey zone. And I think that's what I'm going to do, because I did try this on the other day, and it just felt Christmassy. It just felt like the wrong season. So I'm going to start with this brush that I spoke about in my brush video. I'm like, I don't know what to do with it. I'm just going to use it for all over the lid. I just don't know. To me, you get a look with that, I don't know what color you would call it, ruby-ish, or you get a look with the browns, and that's kind of your choice. And palettes like this, I feel, are just, they're better off for people who aren't hooded, because it's as if the framework are the two mattes, and then whatever shimmer you use, or metallic as they call it, determines the eye color, or rather the eye look. But when you're hooded, you can't really see that so much. Whoops. Went in with the wrong color, my friends. Okay, I accidentally went in with the middle color, which is a shimmer. So I guess we're doing two different looks on each eye. So I'm just going to blend out that edge. And I guess on this eye, I'll go in with this one, which is a little more taupey. It's a nice one and done color, don't get me wrong. For someone who's hooded, I think maybe that's kind of the way you do. You put on that light brown, and then you are basically doing a one and done. Okay, now I am going to go in with that light brown that I meant to go in with and just kind of blend this out. I don't actually feel it needs it. I think it actually looks okay by itself. But for me, I just don't see, because there's so many shimmers and glimmers and metallics, I don't really see, I don't get it. This has been done so many times. How many palettes, you know what I mean, do we need that have this? I'm thinking it's over. We've done it. Let's move on. And now I'm just going to take my Chikuhodo Z11 and blend that lighter brown out. So this eye is the cooler one, and this one is the warmer one. And you can just do the same thing. So I did this shade and this shade all over the lid. You can do the same thing with this shade, or you can do the same thing with this shade, or this shade. But I don't feel like, I don't know. Let's move on. Also new is their cream bronzer. They have it in Casino and in Laguna, and this is cream to powder. And I tried this the other day. Absolutely, it does feel like powder after a few minutes after you put it on. I'm going to try 2 applications. I do feel that this is a little too dark for me, not gonna lie. I'm gonna do it with a brush, and this is a no longer available brush from Trish McAvoy, and it is Goat. I'm gonna dip in and then take off on the inside of my arm here, just so I don't have too much, because I do feel this is too dark for me. And we're going to do half the face. I'm not in love with this undertone. I feel that it's too warm for me. And another reason to blend it out on your hand first is that brushes are not, especially natural brushes, are not completely even, so they don't pick up evenly. And the chances that you will apply to your face unevenly, pretty hard. And then you'll spend a lot of time blending. And I can tell just when I put it on my arm, I'm like, ooh, there's a big bit of it. The foundations I'm wearing, I'm actually testing the new Dior, one of the new Dior foundations, and this is its own video. That if it isn't up yet, it will be soon. So I feel this is kind of a yellowish product. I'm going to do a swatch for you. Now on my finger, you might think kind of cool. And here you might think, wow, super dark. Now I'm going to take the Seychelles, which is the one I've been using for about a year since it came out. And there you might be thinking, wow, no, that one is cool. 2 things. It's quite a bit lighter, and now I'm going to sheer this out a little bit so you can get an idea of the undertone a little bit more. I feel that there is a yellow undertone to this Nars. I could be crazy. So it's a little bit too dark for me, but I think it works okay, and I think maybe in the summer it will work okay. Now I'm going to take the butt of a damp beauty blender and ... and for sure taking this off before I go in. See, it looks much lighter when it's not concentrated like that, but still. I think I actually kind of prefer the application with the brush, just for not what it looks like, but for, I feel like I might have a little bit more control or lack, how do you say it? It's not that I have control. I feel like I can see better what I'm doing and can shear out the edges better with a brush than with a beauty blender. With a beauty blender, you don't get as much control, honestly. And that's it, you guys. I'll tell you what, I am going to keep this because I don't have anything this dark, and I think that it works okay. I do feel that it has a little bit of a yellowy undertone compared to this one, which is an ideal tone for me. But this absolutely does, after you blend it out, it does feel like powder. At the same time, it doesn't feel too dissimilar to the Seychelles. And yeah, what do you think? I feel like I've been in the sun. I do not mind this. This eye palette, you know, the powders are very, very lovely. The packaging is so pretty. I mean, this just really, do you guys know what a worry stone is? It's a little stone that you hold in your hand that has an indent for your thumb, and you just touch it. It's a sensory kind of a thing. This is a sensory thing that I am really into. Even though this is also sensory, I don't know, there's something about this I love. It has, to me, there's something deco going on here, and I love deco. And I just don't think, for me anyway, there's people who have better eyes than me and better skills than me that could really utilize this palette probably in a different way, but to me, this is a, here's your blend out, and then you decide which of the shimmers are going to be it. And of course, you could do this with inner corner highlight if you want. I kind of don't want to, but I will. Just the teeniest bit. I don't really love an inner corner highlight, but I think it can be very useful to people who have darkness or deep set eyes or close set eyes. And that was the initial reason for inner corner highlights. So makeup artists would do it so that when their client was photographed, they looked a little more awake and alert and alive. And I think I did it with a subtle enough hand that that's the effect that I'm getting. So there you go, you guys. I hope that I have spilled out what I think. I think I'm going to keep it, actually. I see a usefulness for this, but this is not a unique palette in any shape, way, or form. But I think this copper eye is very pretty, and I think this taupe eye is very pretty, and, you know, super simple. And yeah, I can't believe I think I'm going to keep it, because I thought for sure it wasn't going back. But that is so pretty. And when I say there are so many palettes that have this already, I don't own them. I've returned them all. You know what I mean? So now I own one. Now I won't buy another one. So yeah, I don't feel that I actually have something like this. I will keep it, but you might have something like this because it's not the most uncommon thing in the world. And I'm talking too much. That is it for me, you guys. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe and smart, and I'm wishing you good health.